When a group of admins get together, one of our favorite topics of conversation is the future of this profession. What do we need? What do we not need? My name is Rhonda Scharf, and I'm here to shed the light on what the future of admin looks like to the best of my crystal ball, what we need to know and what we don't need to know. And of course, we can't talk about the future of admin without talking about artificial intelligence, because we know that we need to survive the AI revolution. It's been around for a long time. It's the biggest conversation that we have. And I'm not here to scare you about AI, but here's what I will tell you. AI isn't going anywhere. I don't think AI is stealing your job. I think it's making it a whole lot better for you. However, people who know how to use AI will steal your job. So if there's one thing that is required, it is absolutely to get comfortable with AI in your role. And if we think about, what is AI? What is it that we need to get comfortable with? It's artificial intelligence is what AI stands for, and it's intelligence demonstrated by machines. If you can write instructions for something, then someone can make it work automatically, whether that's automation, whether that's meaning. Basically, AI takes data. Instructions could be data, but it takes data and it takes lots and lots and lots of data and it makes sense out of it. And so it can tell us, it can predict certain things, it can do certain things. It's complicated, but if you kind of think about your thermostat in your house, you might have a Nest thermostat. And this Nest thermostat is the thermostat that knows when you get up, you want the house at such and such a temperature. But it knows when you're sleeping or you're not at home, and it knows to bring it down. It knows the difference between you getting up in the middle of the night and going pee and you getting up and starting your day. So it's able to take all that data and make sense of it, know how you like your house to be. We use AI all over the place in our jobs. I mean, think about your calendaring program. That might be AI generated. If you've ever tried ChatGPT, certainly you can create all kinds of stuff out of it. If you've used Grammarly, I use Waze as my GPS. It tells me the fastest way to get there. Netflix knows what you want to watch. Amazon knows what you want to buy. I mean, it really has been around for a while, and you're probably wondering why Clippy is jumping in the corner there. Clippy, for those of you old enough to remember, was a little Microsoft add-on that came in the 1990s. And basically, he would jump up and down on your screen like he's doing on our screen right now if he saw you doing something that wasn't the most efficient way. So if there was a quick keyboard step that would make it faster, or there was a built-in macro, Clippy would jump up and down and say, I know a better way. Now, I remember Clippy and I loved Clippy. He was there to have me use Microsoft products more efficiently. And that's what a lot of artificial intelligence does. And as you can see on the quote in the middle, according to the International Monetary Fund from January 2024, 60% of jobs may be impacted by AI. Yours already has. I mean, Clippy's 30 years old, and certainly we know that there's so much coming in as far as technology is concerned. In 2021, I saw a statistic that said 65% of kids that were entering school at the age of 4 in 2021 would end up graduating and having jobs that didn't exist in 2021. It's here to stay. We have to learn it. But here's what I know about people. Technology is changing quickly. Just in the last 5 minutes, something has changed. Something in the last few years has exponentially changed, and we are getting way faster with technology. However, people aren't necessarily getting any faster. How they think, how they react is still hard and slow, because the one piece of something that needs to change is that soft, squishy thing between our ears, our mindset, the on-off switch that says we'll do something or not do something. If you want to know what the future of admin is, one of the things that we have to do is learn to be adaptable. Now, I started being an admin when I was in high school. I worked in a real estate office on the weekends. It was in the 80s before some of you were born. And if I think about that job that existed in the 80s or the 90s or the early 2000s or the 2010s or even pre the pandemic, this job has changed exponentially every few years. And so, by our nature, administrative professionals really are adaptable. We really do have the ability to adjust if we set our mindset. I mean, some of the things we used to do, we don't do anymore. Some of the new skills we've picked up over the last couple of years are now automatic. Like some of you get the opportunity to work from home. Whereas pre-pandemic, there was no way you would be able to do that, right? So are you adaptable? We have to be flexible to that. And back in 1859, which by my math right now is 165 years ago, Charles Darwin said that it's not the strongest of species that survives. You don't need to be strong. You don't need to be the most smart, the most intelligent. You need to be the one most adaptable to change. So if you want to survive the future for this career, be adaptable. Stop saying, I'm too old. I don't want to learn. Stop putting all of those excuses in the way. Be willing to experiment. If you've never tried any of the AI programs, whether it's Copilot or Gemini or Grammarly or ChatGPT, try them. See what they can do for you. Jump around some of the other videos by ASAP and see what they have for AI. I know they have some, and you can say, you know what? That's going to make my life a lot easier. So experiment and learn and stay informed. Because if there's one thing that I know about your future, is that people come to you when they have questions. So if you want to future proof your career, be comfortable with technology, be comfortable with a fast pace of things changing. Now, that's not the only thing you need to be comfortable with. When you search online to find out what are all the future skills that we need, you get a concoction that looks similar to this word cloud that I've created. And if you look at this word cloud, you recognize these are the skills you've had since the beginning of your career. I don't think the skills are changing very much, but some of them are becoming more important. Technology, it has been for 35 years, right? Technology is important. Relationships are important. For those of you that know me, you know that my very favorite quote is from Maya Angelou. And Maya has always said, people will never forget how you made them feel. If you want to differentiate yourself in a technology world, learn to do people. Learn that emotional intelligence, learn those soft skills about communication, about relationships, about empathy. That is something that is quickly disappearing as we become a very tech focused society. Think about, just for those of you that are working remotely or a hybrid situation, how much those relationships matter. Of course, we have to be good at leadership. That doesn't necessarily mean we supervise or manage other people. We have to lead ourselves, we have to lead others. We have to have critical thinking skills. You know, some people are hopeful that in the future minute taking will go away. Maybe we might be able to automate the summary of the notes, but we're going to need the critical thinking to know what pieces need to be there and what pieces don't need to be there. You might not actually have to create the document, but you have to edit the document. So that critical thinking, that strategy, those writing skills are going to be important. You have to be organized. You have to be problem solver. People come to you, always have come to you as the admin in the office. Maximize those skills. So naturally, the question is, then what skills are not needed? And as I looked online to see what skills were in demand by hiring people today, some of the skills that I wouldn't have thought were important are still important. I don't know that we've lost anything. All the skills that I had in the early 80s when I started to work, I still need. They might look a little bit different. I don't need to use whiteout anymore. You know, they might look a little bit different. But what's not needed, think it's just going to adapt. We don't type on a typewriter, we type on a keyboard. So I don't know that anything's going away. It's going to adapt. Faxing still exists. Transcription still exists. We edit what our voice to text does. So we need to make sure that we're keeping our skills and growing. I don't think too many of them are going to drop off. When we look at what the future of admin looks like, there's lots of required. I think our future is incredibly bright for those that are willing to adapt, for those that are willing to build on the skills they've always had, and for those that are willing to grow. Good luck.